I'm Dr. Leif Smith, and after 30,000 sessions with individuals over the last 21 years, I am going to give you 3 tips on how to get better faster in your own therapy. So let's get right to it. So my first tip on how to get better faster than you ever thought possible when doing your own therapy is you need to set the game up to win. What does that mean? Well, that's made up of some different elements here. The first element is you need to choose the right therapist. I want you to spend some time and energy interviewing at least 3 therapists in person. Sit down with them, interview them, ask them questions, see how comfortable you feel. Do you like their office? Do you like who they are as a person? Are they kind? Are they friendly? Are they timely? Are they professional? Interview 3 therapists and choose the one that you vibe the best with. And then the second part here is you need to allocate the money to see this therapist. If they're good, they're probably going to be a little more on the expensive side. That happens. They're probably going to be hard to get into initially also because people are finding out that this therapist is good. So if they're expensive, make sure you are setting aside a budget so that you can afford this self-care. It's very important. I always tell my clients, you can find someone who's going to be $15 copay for an hour session, but you might be getting $15 worth of therapy also. So make sure you allocate a budget, especially if they are an expensive and busy therapist. Then the third part of setting it up to win is you need to give yourself 12 visits. So 1 visit a week for 3 months. You need to give yourself 12 visits because that's about the right amount of time to see, is this working? Am I still vibing with the therapist? Am I starting to see some of these profound changes in my life that I'm expecting? If you give yourself 12 sessions, you're going to work your butt off and you're not just going to quit after 2 or 3 when things get hard. My second tip on how to get better faster in therapy is you need to be able to do homeworks. After every session, what I want you to do, and your therapist is probably going to tell you to do this too, is I want you to go home and practice the new techniques you're learning. If you're talking about relationships, go practice in your relationships. Do experiments. Try the techniques out that you're learning about in the sessions. If you don't do that, you're not going to get feedback from the world. And that's what you need. You need feedback on how your old patterns and your old ways of thinking were dysfunctional and not helpful. The only way you can get that feedback is by doing homework and doing experiments on a weekly basis. Finally, my third tip, you need to expect some profound changes in your life while you're doing therapy. Now, I told you in the first tip to give yourself 12 sessions. That's 3 months. You're going to be amazed at how much you're going to change if you do 12 sessions and you do 1 session a week for 3 months. You're going to change profoundly. And the changes you're going to see are you're going to change in how you interact with people. Some of the people you interacted with for years and years that you called friends are going to fall by the wayside. It's just not going to work anymore because they can't hang with the new version of you, the new and improved version of you that's honest, the new improved version of you that expects more from your friendships. So some people in your life are going to change. That's okay. Hobbies, you're going to start liking things that you didn't like before. You're going to try stuff out that you didn't do before. Maybe you're going to start exercising and you're going to discover that you love to CrossFit or you love to marathon or something like that. These are big changes and they can occur very quickly because you are changing as a person. And another change you're going to see is interactions with your family. For a lot of us, we get into therapy because of family patterns that have happened over the years. Family is what we grow up with, right? And it's what we spend your childhood is what we spend the rest of our lives trying to get over, right? So we do this in therapy and we start to make sense of it. Well, your family interactions are gonna change after you start changing in therapy. Expect that. Expect people to say, oh, this is different. You're not like you used to be. That's a good sign. I'm Dr. Leif Smith, and that was 3 big tips on how you can get better faster in therapy. I hope that you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.